Hi everyone, I'm a named Babbler, and welcome back to RimWorld. Last episode, we really were trying to solidify our base here, get a refrigerator going, laying some floors, and building most of the foundation. We then got invaded by alpha beavers that are currently sleeping, right down here. There's like 4 of them, who are proceeding to eat all of the wood in the map, on the map. So if you want to see how we got to this point, click the link up above. But for now, let's play. So one of the last things I did was put flooring, and I think I need to get to a point where I remember to put some carpet. So before I forget to do that, let's put carpet down. Floors. Do I know how to make carpet? Is that part of the problem? Where's carpet? I wonder if is that something you have to research? Carpet making. Okay, that's fine. For now then, maybe we'll just throw some wood down. I think it's better for them. We also have these little kids. They need 2 things of medicine, and they're about to leave. I couldn't help them out because I don't have any spare medicine at all, which is a problem. Goal for this episode right now is to make sure that we have enough food going, which with all that sown right there, we should be okay. We just need to get past a little bit of a rough patch. And then we need to finish this building because they're currently sleeping outside and that sort of thing. So here's Zyph, he's moving along. He's getting things going. So we need marble blocks, of which we have none. I think I have a bill going for that. Yep. So let's reduce this amount. I really just want like 200 of everything in reserve for kind of a snap project that I need to get done. But I do need more than 200 for sandstone because of that's usually going to be the bulk of my material when I'm building. So let's make that 400. Granite, we could keep it 200. That's fine. Limestone, we really don't have any on the map. So I'll keep that 100 anyway. Slate and marble, 200. I'm going to pump granite back up to 200. Okay. Martin is going to cook. So we need to figure out, why is he not using the electric stove? Oh, there's no bills. Okay. So there's no orders to do anything. We're going to cook a simple meal. We're going to do it until we have... I was doing 20, but let's say 20. That'll be fine. Pause when satisfied, and then start up again at 15. At 12. I'm going to change that at some point. But that's what we have for now. Let's suspend both of those. Now he should use the electric stove, which I think the only difference is speed. So the wood burning stove, fuel stove, is 90% speed factor. Electric one is also 90%, so really the only advantage is that you don't have to keep filling this up with wood. I am going to keep it there, though, in case there's any kind of issue with electricity. You know, we're going to need a place to be able to do that. For now, I'm just going to leave it. I may decide to change that at some point. Also, last episode, you're going to want to check out how we lost Rice's left shoulder. And now she's going to have trouble being the main researcher for our colony here. So what am I thinking right now? I'm thinking that this geothermal generator that I may get at some point is, I was told by somebody watching the last video that it's 6x6, not 4x4. So I assume that means it's like that, which would mean I would not be able to have any kind of wall around it, and that would mess things up. Okay. So because of that little bit of information, we're going to move things a little bit. I'm going to shift things a little bit up. We're just going to shift everything up 1. I'm not going to move the other walls or anything like that. I'm just going to shift everything up by 1. We're going to deconstruct that. I've kind of messed up the layout a little bit, but again, I'm not too worried about that for now. That'll be a cleanup at some point. So we need sandstone. We don't have any sandstone. We don't have any food. So where's Martin? Sleeping? When's Martin going to get up? Because I think we need to be able to count on him to make some food. Cannot cook, missing raw food. Where is all the agave? Phil, I know you're sowing rice right now. I'll leave you alone. I'm just going to leave you alone. Martin, you're going to have to take care of this yourself. I need you to harvest some rice, some agave, I mean, and some berries. And then also cook. I need at least 6 meals from you right now. Fluff, feeding berries to rice. Now, how about you feed her that meal that's on the floor there? No, I don't want you to feed her that. I want you to feed her. I want you to feed her the meal that's right there. Why are you feeding her just the berries? All right, fine. Go ahead. Bill got food poisoning. All right, we expected that. We definitely expected that. Fluff is going to rescue Phil. He'll be up and at him before you know it. But he's very weak constitution, so why did he fall just from getting food poisoning? Other colonists have gotten food poisoning and they have not fallen to that degree. It could be... Okay, so food poisoning impacts your consciousness and your manipulation and some other things. So maybe because he has a bad back and a peg leg, maybe that put him over the edge. So he's always going to fall when he has food poisoning. We're expecting to get rid of food poisoning in general because we're going to have really good kitchen cleanliness and all that. So to get to a point where we don't need to make sandstone blocks, we're going to actually deconstruct this whole area because we don't need this area like this. So let's deconstruct it. And that'll get us, if we deconstruct it, it'll get us some resources back. You know, I admit I entirely forgot that we have that guy locked up in here that's invisible. But we had somebody, I forget who it was. It was from the the Guoink clan, I believe, they blew up this containment area that we had over here. Okay. All right, so what do we want to do next? Let's get this deconstructed so we get the sandstone back. Oh, and the other thing is, the reason why I think Rice's shoulder got cut off was because we were operating in a dark room. So it's not really Fluff's fault. She was literally operating in the dark. I wish she would have said something, but that's not her fault. She's hauling things here. Okay, so we can fix that. We don't need chunks to be hauled into anywhere that's inside the base. They're not valuable in that way. But it would be nice to have an area inside the base where we have some good storage. And I've talked about that before. I said that this was going to be kind of like a treasure room. I think it's more going to be like an all-purpose storage room. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. But what I am going to do is move the stockpile zone for this random stuff. Probably up here, because I don't need them traveling back there. May hold off on that for right now. This stuff is going to need storage, so I'll put that in the not yet a freezer area. So we'll store not food. No chunks, good. Good, all right, that'll be fine. Gonna delete that. Let's install a standing lamp. Not sure why they're not installing this stuff. We have a steel table. So this is going to be the crafting room, ultimately, where we're going to have the ability to do tailoring. I do want to get Rice or somebody on researching soon. Rice is going to be up in 8 days. I think we can hold on until then. But again, I need more food. Martin is hauling agave fruit. Great. And then he's going to cook a meal. All right, so there's 2 meals. We're rich. Zyph is feeding Phil because he's vomiting right now. Okay. Let them do their thing because we have enough food right now. That's what matters. So I'm not going to worry about that. While they're doing that, I am going to make that little treasure room like I talked about, which is going to be things that are not food, not chunks. Things like components, even granite blocks after they're refined. So the chunks are not refined at all, but the blocks have been refined. That takes a little bit of time. They have value. I don't want to lose that. But things like chunks, we don't really care about being in storage. Leather, I do. Cloth, I do. However, that should be close to the crafting area, I would think. So we almost need like a closet close by to the crafting area. And I could see where that would be. I can actually envision that being kind of here. We'll move this. It'll go here. And we'll have medical storage, which I think needs to be, in some cases, at a certain temperature. And then here we'll have leather and that sort of thing, which will feed the crafters that are here. So let's just do that real quick. Let's just plan it out. I don't know. That seems about right. We'll do like a 5x11 area. That's fine. Do that just for now. We'll do a wood door because it's going to be an interior door for now. This table will move at some point, and I'm going to make a zone. Not the whole way, because I'm going to make that for medical right there. And I'm going to make that for leather. And who knows where, if it's going to be evenly split, if it's going to be actually separate rooms, probably. But here, we'll just change the storage to clear everything. We want all leather. Wools and cloth and devil strand and synth thread and hyperweave. That'll go there. Fine. This is going to be for medicine, but we don't have any medicine, but I might as well set it up. So clear everything. It'll be for drugs and medicine. That'll be the secure area for that. And then up here is going to actually be the things of value, but kind of a miscellaneous until I see otherwise. So it won't be food. It won't be medicine. It won't be any leather or textile kind of thing. It's probably going to be oversized. So let me think this out a little bit because I want more bedrooms. I'm going to need a spot for bedrooms. But there's no real harm in making it a larger area. So I am going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. Sure, it'll be all this. Okay. All right. So this is going to be a storage area, like I said. Let's remove the plans. We don't need that anymore. And make the stockpile zone. Clear everything. So here, let's just go through this. I don't want it to be foods at all. Let me verify that this fridge has all food. All right, so this fridge has all food, and it's actually labeled refrigerator. Great. This area is called medicine. Will be called medicine. We'll call it a... I'll just name it medicine for now. We'll call this, I guess, just textiles, because that's all it is. And then this is just general dumping, general stockpile. We don't need food. We don't need manufacturing. That's all taken care of. We don't need, we want building items, which is art and everything else. Apparel for sure. Weapons, items. Stone blocks. And maybe some of these other harvested materials, because that's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, we're set. So if Fluff gets going, which I think she already is, she's hauling the synth thread parka to stockpile zone 1, which means this one. Nope, I don't want it there, remember? Delete that zone. Sorry, Fluff. You've detected a logging work site nearby controlled by Code Raw. It's 306 wood there. Okay, what's over here? This is an ancient complex, right? That's right, for the machine pistol that we talked about last time. There's a lot of wood in these logging sites. I don't want to raid them and kill them. We don't need the wood right now, but I would like to check out this ancient complex. We don't have any food. We're going to make this refrigerator. There's only one refrigerator with this, so we'll leave that for on normal priority, but you can set it to be critical, important, and preferred and that sort of thing. For now, we don't need to do that because I only have one stockpile per type of item. I'm actually wondering what Zyph has been up to, because I'm not seeing any more of this being built. Yeah, and so Zyph just got mad because, first of all, they're sleeping outside, so that's a -4, and then somebody disturbed their sleep. We're working on it. Phil, what's your deal? You're still naked. I mean... I have to get somebody on this research bench. She'll be up in 8 days still. I'm just going to keep focusing on the plan. While they're doing their thing, let's look at this research tree a little bit. We have not really delved into this. So we've been really lacking with research. We initially had Rissa. She was our researcher along with Wilson and who was Rissa's sister, Lizzie. Those are the original three, Wilson, Liza, and Rissy. They died. Ally was the only one left, and then we've moved on from there. But ever since Rissa died, I don't think that we have done anything with research except maybe a little bit here and there. I think Martin may have tried it a little bit at some point too, because we needed to try to get Go Juice for Ally, and then that was a whole thing. Well, we're going to need Go Juice for Fluff, because she has a Go Juice dependency. Last ingested Go Juice 6.8 days ago. We should have Go Juice right here, which we do. After 30 days, she'll fall into a coma. So I'm not really worried because we have one right here. But we definitely need an ability to make Go Juice. But beyond that, we have a lot of research to go. I mean, we're not going to do all of it, I'm sure, but we have a lot more research to go, and nobody is actually researching right now. So next thing would be drug production, like I said, because we need Go Juice. But I may, that's the thing. It's do I do drug production, or do I do general medicine production? I think I need to do general medicine production because that's what we need to help the whole colony. Devil Strand is a slow-growing mushroom that yields an exceptionally tough, heat-resistant plant fiber. So it says that this fragile mushroom was genetically engineered to produce a silk net that is both difficult to tear and soft to the touch. While the mushroom takes a very long time to grow, only exotic ultra-tech fabrics outperform its Devil Strand fibers. So it takes 22.5 days to grow. But then I'll be able to make clothing out of it. And in this heat, I'm going to need that. Especially considering that, like right now, Phil is completely naked. I mean, he's just naked walking around. So what I think the plan is going to be is drug production. When we do research, we're going to do drug production. Then we're going to do Devil Strand because I have to get that started growing. And then I can't get distracted. I have to go to medicine production. Depending on how long all that takes, I may need to go to Go Juice production first instead of medicine. But that has to be the plan. All right. Well, I just saw something there. Drug production leads to these 5. Medicine production requires drug production and microelectronics because we need a high-tech research bench. Okay, that may change things a little bit. How do I make components? Do I not make component? This is an advanced component, but how do I make just a regular old component? Do I make that with something I currently have? Let's check it out. So the fabrication bench, I think, can make them. Not sure. I'm going to have to look at that. Microelectronics are important. But staying alive is more important. Oh good, it's working. So she's starting to move some leather here. And even things up here. I don't want tainted stuff though. I gotta figure out how do I get rid of tainted things. I think you could burn it. It's fine, it's not getting in the way now. They're not gonna wear it, so it's okay. I'll just say allow tainted apparel. No. Won't waste her time. Okay, Zyph is building the dining room. That's what he's been working on. What are his needs like? He's pretty good, so I'm going to force him to do something. Let's see what his schedule's like. It's currently 11 p.m. So he is going to use the telescope. That's fine. I'll let him use the telescope. After he uses the telescope, I want him to start deconstructing because he needs the sandstone. He needs the sandstone to be able to actually get to a point where he could basically make the rest of the base. Let's see how that works. And how much sandstone actually takes and gives you. So when you build it, it takes 5. Deconstruct, you got 2. I think you'll get between 2 and 3. 3. All right, so you get about half back. He's going to go build some things. Great. I've kind of given up controlling where I want him to build. And what I want is when Phil is crafting, I mentioned this with Martin last time with the food. When Phil's crafting, the first thing he's going to do after he's done crafting some blocks is he's going to move it to the best stockpile. I'm actually just going to tell him to drop it. And that means then we'll have Fluff and anybody else who's hauling. They're going to do their job, go grab it and put it in the right spot. But while he's up and awake, he'll be doing what his skills are for, which is that. So that's how we're going to handle that. When we get to a certain point with food, I think we'll do the same thing with Martin. In fact, I'm doing it right now. Just drop it. I don't have sterile tile. Good job, Zyph. All right. While he does that, the next thing we need to think about is lighting. Because as we start to enclose this, they're going to start getting irritated with no lights. So every bedroom should have a light. I really don't want to make it torch lamps. You have a wall lamp, a standing lamp. How much power does a standing lamp take? 30 watts. We're not generating that much power, so I have to be careful with that. But they all need a light, otherwise they're going to get mad. That's a standing lamp. Thought I had some lamps down here. I do. Where's this one headed? Right next to Rice's head. That one's not going anywhere, and this one is going by the research bench. Makes sense. And then this one we'll put in maybe the dining room. Hey, there's 2 meals sitting there, ready to go. Great. Fluff is feeding Rice. Phil is harvesting. He's doing great there. Good, good, good. Martin being our only cook is maybe not the greatest thing. I think we're definitely going to need multiple cooks at some point. I'm trying to think, while this is clicking along, who the best person for that would be. Let's think a little bit further down the road. So Zyfe, he's going to be our constructor, our hunter, Smith, Taylor, that sort of thing. He's going to have some downtime. Yeah, so we can make him like a secondary cook. What happened, Martin? You just had to eat and then you went right back to bed? Fluff is moving all the rice here. That's great. Why is she meditating down here, though? That was an interesting choice. She's meditating in a room filled with vomit. Okay. Now she's hauling the leather. Oh, this is all ready to be harvested. Yeah, I gotta get that fridge going here. Who has heat stroke? Probably Phil. Yeah, Phil does. We're getting there, guys. Just keep going. You're making really great progress. So now, Zyfe, I actually am going to prioritize you a little bit because I need you to enclose this room. You're missing sandstone blocks. Understood. So that means you need to deconstruct. That should be enough. Aurora. A beautiful aurora is lighting up the sky. The undulating colors will boost the mood of anyone outside to see them and make the night brighter. All right, Zyph, eat that simple meal. Sit down at the table like a civilized person. You could feed rice, that's fine. And I don't want you to build a roof. I want you to do what we talked about. Let's see if that gives you... Do you have enough to do all that? He can build fairly quickly once he gets on the task. Do we have all the materials for cooler? We do. Now I'm going to build that last because, again, it would just be doing the outside world as of right now. Why are you building a roof? Okay, fine. That's Martin mumbling to himself. What did he just mumble? Made a comment about billiards to Martin. No, wait. Zyph made a comment about billiards to Martin. Wow, he's really See now, if this rice was in the fridge like it's supposed to be, Martin wouldn't need to be going here to get the rice and then making the meal. But we'll get caught up. We need more haulers. Haul that for Martin, please, Fluff. Can help him out. He's sleeping, but when he wakes up, he'll be really happy to see it all right there. Bulk goods trader from Shalomla. They'll hang around for a little bit. Okay, we're going to see what they have. I have nothing to sell them, but we're going to see. Maybe they want hay. Got a lot of hay. Bunch of rice in here now. This room's almost done. Zyph, how's your health? I think you can get this done before you go to sleep. I'm actually very confident that you can get this done before you go to sleep. Oh, there's an eclipse. One of the moons of this planet has orbited in front of the sun. An eclipse has begun. I know you're trying to rest. And once again, I'm pushing. I really would just love if you got this done before you passed out for the night. You're okay. You have plenty of sleep. You're fine. These guys. Look at these guys. Martin, I think you're my best with social. I think you're 6 with social. You're asleep. So we'll see what's going on with them in the morning. Zyph. Okay, fine. Go to sleep. Fluff, are you feeding rice? Is that what I'm assuming you're doing? No, you're just eating yourself. And then you'll probably feed rice. Seems to be the deal. This is plenty of food for now. In fact, I gotta get it indoors. Who knows how to mine? Phil is a 3. Fluff is a 2. Zyph is a 3. Is she hauling all this rice? It's a refrigerator. Great. I should make a little zone up here for Chunks, though, so that he can do it a little bit faster. So let me do that. A leathery stranger. A ragged stranger with leathery skin is approaching your colony. He wants to talk. You can send a colonist to hear what he has to say. He's a leathery stranger. Let's see what the intel on this is. The iguana's going to check him out. The iguana's like, who's this guy? Look at this guy over here. His name is Fester. He's holding a bolt-action rifle. He is slothful in his traits. He loves idleness and hates anything productive. He moves slowly and rarely stays focused on a task. This seems like a terrible guy. His abilities: transmute steel. He can reconfigure steel at the atomic level, turning it into a random, valuable material. Okay, for that ability alone, I feel like he's good. Let's see what he wants to talk about. Martin's awake. Priorities need to be first this caravan. And then we'll go talk to the leathery guy. Okay, caravan, what do you got for me? I need components. I know I need components, so I'm going to buy some of those as I can. What can I sell to you? Rhinoceros leather. I may sell all of the leather. Because honestly, I just am going to try to go right to Devil Strand. And so if I go to Devil Strand, I won't need to worry about this for now. Here's all my leather. That may be a bad idea. We'll have cloth as a bridge between. Because I'm growing cotton. I could sell rice, but that's my food. I'm not going to sell my rice. A steel table? Yeah, you could have that. I'm not even considering selling Shaw. What's this? A steel styling station. A table with a mirror and styling tools. People can use this to change their look. That's okay. So now that'll give me something like 649 silver. I definitely want to buy components. That's going to be the thing that slows me down. They have a stallion and a mare, but I don't have the ability to take care of them right now, so I'm going to leave them alone. Let's be smart. I'm not going to buy clothing. If I buy clothing, the problem is going to be that that's just going to be a waste. I can make my own clothing pretty soon here. So let's just get all the components that we can. Do they have medicine? That's the only other thing I really care about right now is medicine. No? Alright, fine. The colony can't afford the steel. Why? Oh, I overestimated by 3. There you go. Alright, Martin. Go to the leather guy. Now, I wonder if you should go with like a group of people. Maybe go with Fluff. Fluff has red eyes. She'll just kind of stand there. You know, stand there with her little, she has a recurve bow. She's going to stand right there. Martin's going to stand here. Martin's going to be like, hey, I'm meeting you out right in the open. This is totally fine. There's no problem here. And then Fester's going to say, well, I see a little friend behind the corner. I see Fluff. And, you know, just some security. We don't know who you are. Fester, we don't know who you are. You walk into our colony and you're just asking, you know, oh, I want to talk. Okay, let's talk. The leathery stranger stares into space and speaks in a monotone, as though he hardly sees anyone or anything. He refuses to leave, insisting he's only interested in your colony. He says that he can help. Fester claims an extensive knowledge of alchemical practice. He can, using unknown archotechnological influence, transmute steel into various valuable resources. He may be very useful, but you also sense there is something Fester is not telling you. What do you think? Let's look at his bio again. We're going to postpone. Let's do a quick little pause. Fester, let's take a look at your bio. Your childhood is unknown. Your adulthood is unknown. You're slothful, which we knew already. You're a really good cook, which is great for us. You're part of the Wavian party. So what does that tell you? Okay, the Wavian party. High life, exotic states of mind are central to a good life, and then also a connection to trees. Trees are the essence of life, and we must be near them. Drug use is essential. Okay. So that means any trees that we knock down, he's going to have a negative mood impact. I guess I haven't read into these ideologians. He's okay with extreme temperatures. I think this will be okay. I think we're going to accept him. And he's going to immediately become a cook. Okay. Welcome, Fester. Let me show you to your area. You're going to cook a simple meal? So he's sad that we chop down trees. I mean, we planted trees. Does that make you happy? Let me see. Actually, I'm curious about that. Does planting a tree make him happy? I don't see any indication of that anywhere. All right. And let's set his work up. What's his social skill? 1. Okay, I don't want it to be a warden. I really don't want it to be an animal handler. I think that we're going to leave that to Phil and Martin. But being a cook? Absolutely, you could definitely be a cook. Growing? Yep. Plant cut? Nope, we're not leaving that to you. Mining? You could do mining. And hauling and cleaning for sure. So he's going to be basically a cook along with Martin. Okay. We have a heat wave, by the way. Popped up over here. Heat waves can induce deadly heat stroke. Stay cool by building either a passive or electric cooler or by getting deep underground where the rocks are naturally cool. Well, just knowing that heat stroke hurt us last time, I need to figure that out here. He's building a cooler. All right, this room right now is 105. It's our fridge. Zeif. Let's get you deconstructing because this is going to be a little stressful. I need that fridge to be at least that one room working. If that one room works, I could draft everybody and get them to stand in it so that they don't have heat stroke. Target temperature 40. Is it on? Fluff, can you haul some of this stuff? Before you start passing out? Thank you. Great, good job. Come on, Saif. Build that wall. Okay, this room is definitely going now. I can't really move their beds into here, although that's a good idea. Maybe I can temporarily. Although Rice is out here cooking. I can move her. How many beds can I fit in here? That's a question. We can just fit them all here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could fit all 6. Let's do it. Let's do it because of the heat wave. I don't think this cooler's working. It says the current power use is low. Power needed is 20. I hit reconnect. Try to connect to a different power net. So this actually says room. It actually has a room, the name room above it, which means it's a completed room. Is this not a completed room yet? What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing a whole thing right here. Come on, Zaif. You know better than that. You trying to feed Rice right now? Okay. All right, now can you please... You don't have enough sandstone? Oh, Zaif. Do I have to tell you how to do everything? Okay. Now can you do it? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, because this is technically outdoors, so it's not going to do anything. And it knows that, so it's not going to turn it on. Now let's see. Okay. Oddly enough, it calls it a barracks. Well, I guess that makes sense. Is this on? Current power use is high. Okay, so it's on. Great. Outdoors it's 113 degrees. In this room it's 99. That's survivable. What's this? What's this bed? Who needs rescue? Phil? Let's make this a medical bed. Let's get Rice, carry Rice. Place Rice in this bed. Phil is crawling to bed. That's fine. Seems to be doing okay. Who else? Fluff? Nope. Let's get that bed and let's get this bed. Fluff, grab your own bed. Who needs rescue? Phil. Where are you going, Phil? No, 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 no. Put that medical bed right there. Fluff, you're going to make this a regular bed, and now you're going to want to deliver him here. And then go get your own bed. Please. So Phil just keeps going out in the heat. That's the problem. If I really needed to, I could just lock everybody in here. And I may have to do that. Yeah, okay. That's what we're doing. He wants to work. All right, if you get knocked out one more time, Phil, or anybody gets knocked out from heat stroke, I'm locking everybody in this room. But since everybody needs to sleep in this room at least once a day, Colonist needs rescue. Phil got knocked down again. All right, so let's rescue him. Okay, he's rescued. Now we're going to make this door disallowed. You can't leave. I wish I had a door right there and a room right here, because then I could just keep everybody in this little area. But that's okay. Fluff, put this in there. Fester, why don't you simmer down? You're fine. You're really actually being a really great contributor right now, and making a great contribution. But I need you to simmer down because I need everybody locked in this room. Okay, now nobody can leave. Fester tried to convert Fluff to his ideologian. Fluff's certainty has fallen from 100% to 98%. She resents the conversion attempt. Everybody's locked in here. It's 89 degrees indoors. It's 130 outdoors. This was a great idea. And we have nine meals, so we're good on food for now too. The bad thing is all this rice that's out here is gonna rot, I think, a little more quickly because of the heat wave, but we're still okay. The eclipse is ending. All right, let's take a look at schedules. Fester, do you have anything like Night Owl or anything like that at all? No, you're just lazy. All right, well, if you're so lazy, let's see, what about your schedule? Whose schedule do I want you to mirror? Just mirror Fluff's schedule. Might as well set up rice because she's going to wake up pretty soon. And probably be like, where'd my shoulder go? Yeah. We'll fix you up. We will fix you up. They're going to get a debuff from eating in here without a chair or table, I mean, but at least you won't be dead from heat stroke. It's 134 outside. It is 81 indoors. Quest available. Volcanic Winter for Pay. Kalankas Nosare, a baron of the Exis Empire, wants to perform a low-power test of one of his ship's area attack weapons. If he does, a layer of ash will be deposited in the upper atmosphere, reducing sunlight around Hope for 12 days, seriously harming the local ecosystem. Since you are a local landowner, under Imperial law, Kalankas needs your honorable permission to proceed. Seems like a really bad idea. I would get 428 silver and then a Shambler Tronics. What is this? It's just a recreation. It's a book. This is also recreation. It's reading as well. Glitter World Medicine. I need medicine. I wonder if that means it said reducing sunlight. It didn't say eliminating. If it reduces the sunlight, my crops won't grow. But I'd also be able to get 9 Glitter World Medicine, which I desperately need. I have 0 medicine right now. I may regret this decision, and it's also not the most valuable of the options. But I'm going to accept it for the honor and for the medicine. I'm 98%. We're accepting it. If the food doesn't grow, I have plants that I can pick. It's only 12 days that we need to get through. I'm undecided. All right, we're gonna wait. We don't have to accept it right now. We're gonna wait. Maybe we'll see, because we have 8 more days until we have to accept it, or it just disappears. Is it 8 more days or 6? 6.7 days until this quest expires. If I don't have enough food stored to be able to get through 12 days with nothing growing, I won't do it. And actually, that means I need about 70 meals. So that's the deal. If I can't make 70 meals in the next 6 days, I won't accept the quest. Okay, every year on the 2nd of Jugust, Archists can have a special celebration. To begin the ritual, select one of the following. Click the Begin Fiesta of Archism command. Who's an Archist? Is it just that one guy? I don't know who my Archist is. Is that the free path people? Yes. Okay. Free path is Archist. I mean, she's incapacitated. She won't even know that we didn't celebrate it. And I think it may rub others the wrong way. So I'm going to skip that for now. Okay, we're still in a heat wave. Quest available. Secret installation investigation. Jaden, High Stellarch of the Exodus Empire, has discovered an ancient complex a long distance away. He believes it contains information about the relic known as Free Auto Pistol. Jaden can't spare people to look into it, but hopes you can help by supplying exactly 3 colonists to carry out the investigation. Where is it? I don't see where it is. He will send a shuttle to pick up your colonists, bring them to the complex, and take them home afterward. They will be fed and tended. That's risky. I'm waiting on that one too. Let's wait. Let's see what this heat wave gets us. Where's Shah? What's he up to? And Gabby. I honestly forgot all about Gabby. There's plenty of hay. She's okay. She's fine. Shah seems fine. They really don't know what to do with themselves. Well, I will say this, at least something that we learned is that we can keep this room at 68 degrees when it's 115 out. So it's a 50-degree difference. Kind of makes me want to have each room have their own air conditioner. But I can't do that right now. So it's using 200 watts of power. This stores 600 watts. Why am I hearing like a sandstorm? Okay, that's why. We're hearing some sort of wind. Minor break risk for Philip. Phil, what's going on? You're depressed? You're in the dark? You're wearing tainted flak pants? Is that because you didn't want to be naked? You didn't want to be naked. So you opted to wear tainted flak pants instead of being naked. When's this heat wave going to be over? Where's lightning striking? Let's see. Whatever happened to those beavers? They leave? They got bored? Yeah, they left. Good. I'm going to cancel whatever I was doing over here. I know you don't like being stoved up in this room, but it's for your health. It's 108 degrees outside. How many components did I get from that guy? We did the trade over here somewhere. I think they drop it wherever you do the trade. I don't see the components. I don't know where he put them. There they are, 15. That's not bad. That's pretty good. We gotta seal off this building so that we can get some basic cooling going on. Looks like we're gonna make it through this one though. We're stable. We handled this heat wave way better than last time when we lost people from heat stroke. That was, I think, one of Riss's downfalls. If I remember correctly. We have a fire. That's okay. That's fine. Well, we are stable. We have a secure room if we need to. Kind of a panic room. We have an air conditioner. It's 109 degrees outside. It's 56 indoors. We're great. Everybody's happy. We have plenty of power. Our battery's full. This was productive. We have a bunch of food. Actually, our food's running out. So we're going to have to make some food in a second here. But we have food laying down on the ground. We have a bunch to be harvested. I think it'll be okay. We have some big decisions to make next episode. We need to decide, are we going to send 3 people, 3 colonists of our choosing, to a complex where they'll then have 2.8 days to hack the terminals within the complex? I don't know what that means. I don't know if they need certain skills or what they'll need. We also then have probably the most dangerous decision to make is the volcanic winter for pay. Do we allow Kalinkus Nasare of the Exodus Empire to throw ash all over our map here for 12 days, which will harm the local ecosystem and reduce sunlight? So I'm wondering if that means it's going to kill the wildlife. If that means it's going to kill the wildlife, then I'm not doing it at all. But I thought that it was going to at least be an opportunity for us to get medicine and just deal with it for 12 days. But we're going to make that decision next episode. And for now, I'll see you then.